Today we're going to talk about Mama. Oh, I said that like a sitcom. That wild and crazy family headed up by Mama. Yeah, okay. Anyway, yes, so this is a film by, well, it's not by Guillermo del Toro, but it's produced by him, I believe. Produced. He's the executive producer. Yes, actually directed by Andy Muschietti. I picked this one up recently. It was fairly cheap. I hadn't seen it. The cover looked cool. Total blind buy. Pretty pleasant surprise. So let's talk about it today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Okay, I'll stop that now. Welcome back. So, Mama. Pretty creepy movie here, folks. Pretty creepy stuff. Basically, the gist of it is two little girls. There's this... let's back up a little bit. As far as two little girls. Let's back up a little bit. Okay, so first off, I should mention this stars... what is his name? Nikolaj Coster-Waldau. I have no idea how to pronounce his name. Anyway, Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones is the main character in this. So weird to hear him speaking with an American accent. But Jaime Lannister basically plays twin brothers, one of whom is the father of two, very nice little girls. And something goes wrong. The opening scene of the movie indicates some kind of, financial crash or something like that, and people are very upset. And I gather that he lost a lot of money or something and is very depressed. And he kills his wife and then drives into the forest with his little girls. And he's going to kill himself and presumably them as well. But then something happens. There's something in the cabin that they go to that protects the little girls. And, basically kills him. I'm really spoiling nothing. This is the opening scene of the movie. This is like the setup for the movie. So, anyway, the little girls are missing. Nobody knows where they are, because he just fucked off for who knows where, in the middle of the forest, and didn't contact anybody. Nobody knew where he had gone, where the girls were, even if the girls were still alive. So basically he had gone out, he had killed his wife in just a fit of despair, and went out to kill his children and himself. Yes, pretty brutal. So, fast forward to 5 years later. The girls are found alive, but changed. Somehow, they've been, feeding themselves and living this whole time. And they've because they were so young at the time they disappeared, they've been reduced to an almost feral state. So they have very little social skills. The older girl can still remember some English words, but the younger girl can barely speak and such, because they've just had no social interaction with any humans for the past 5 years or so. So heading up the search to find the girls was Jaime Lannister's twin brother, so the girl's uncle. And, so he's been searching feverishly for them for the past 5 years, while moonlighting in a rock band with a hot goth girlfriend. And, and basically decides to take them on as his own and help them to reintegrate into society and resume their lives. And that's pretty much the setup for the movie. That's literally like the first 5-10 minutes of the movie. And going forward is them trying to resume a normal life, but something's a little off. I mean, yeah, the girls are in, a pretty bad way when they find them, and they have to be reintegrated socially and taught how to interact with people again, and how to speak and whatnot. So there's that process, but they may not have come back alone. There may be something with them. Yeah. Needless to say, really cool, really novel ghost story here. Wow. There's some really just genuinely shocking and disturbing elements in here. The one thing I like about Mama is it plays around a little bit with some of the old classic things that we're all afraid of, such as the monster in the closet, the monster under the bed, things like that. And it has its own little twist on those things that I think are a lot of fun and genuinely scary. The other thing that's cool about this is the effects. Wow, practical effects up the yin-yang here. I originally assumed that the character of Mama was, which is basically a ghost character. I assumed it was CG, but it wasn't. It's actually practical. I mean, the things I was seeing this character doing, I just thought it must be CG, because humans can't move like that. Well, apparently they found someone who can, who's this really tall, skinny guy, and they put him in the whole Mama costume. The only part that's CG is the hair. So they have CG hair, so he can float around in kind of ghostly, ethereal ways, and they have total control over it. But the actual costume, the actual character, is all practical. Like, that's a character, like that's an actor in a costume. And yeah, I watched some of the behind-the-scenes stuff after, and it just blew me away. Like, wow, that was actually a guy who can move like that, and wow, that's it just blew my mind. So yeah, I mean, the effects in this are really cool. The other thing that's interesting about this is a lot of these types of movies that have, the star monster of it won't really reveal the monster until the end. But with Mama, you see Mama, like the character of Mama, almost right away, in full view. Now, a lot of the times you see her in the form of jump scares, but you do get a full view of her quite early on in the film. They don't hide that. They decided to focus. They really wanted to focus more on the story of Mama rather than it being, all about the creature, So, and the story is actually quite good. Like, it's got some, some really heartrending moments in it. This is a tragedy. I mean, this story is a tragedy from start to finish, and it pulls no punches throughout. I mean, there are some scenes that people like me kind of find disturbing. I mean, being a movie about little girls and a ghost, I knew there was going to be some child peril in this, but man, did I not see some of that coming. In particular, the backstory of Mama, when you find that out, is quite tragic, to say the least. But yeah, I would definitely recommend Mama again if you enjoy a good ghost story. I think there's some good twists in here. The effects are fantastic. I mean, it's just a gorgeous looking film, and it's got a really solid story. I mean, there's some really genuinely chilling moments in here, and yeah, and as a lot of people didn't like the ending. But without giving anything away, I'll just say that maybe, well, let's go back to what I said before. Let's just say it's a tragedy from start to finish, and we'll leave it at that. So watch and see for yourself in what way. No, it doesn't mean that everybody dies at the end, but there may be some non-happy aspects to the ending. Yeah, so anyway, in terms of extras here, we've got interviews, behind the scenes, clips, and deleted scenes. Original short film with intro. I've actually not watched that yet. I forgot about that. Yeah, so apparently there was originally a short film that the creator did, or the writer-director? Writer-director, yes. Andy Muschietti co-wrote it and directed it. So there's a short film, I guess, he did with the original concept. Where he came up with the concept for the character was there was this artist who would do these characters who were kind of skinny and slightly deformed, and it was this famous artist. I don't remember the name, but it was this famous artist, and his mom had like a bunch of paintings from this artist hung up around the house. And as a kid, he'd always found the paintings terrifying. Like, he'd always found the characters in them terrifying. And you know, as an adult and as a director, he thought, wow, wouldn't it be interesting to do a horror movie where the main creature was like one of the characters from those paintings? And that's kind of where he came up with the idea for the design of Mama. Because Mama is kind of non-symmetrical, and as I say, moves in very strange ways. It's not the sort of same like twitchy, weird move that we've become accustomed to from like The Ring and stuff like that. No, it's more kind of organic, like almost, I don't know how to describe it. She almost moves like a spider, but kind of like a spider underwater, I guess would be the best way. So picture like a spider that kind of moves like an octopus. They you know, arms reaching out for you and stuff like that, and like elbows way back as she's crawling along and things like that. Like, just really, the guy they got to do the character is really just, it's amazing to watch just the way he moves, and especially knowing that it's a guy in a costume that's actually somebody doing all those moves is pretty freaking amazing. There's a little bit, as I said, there's a little bit of digital trickery there for some of the more complicated things, but it's still, the base of it is still a guy in a costume. It's fantastic, and it just goes to me, this just proves that, no, practical effects are not dead, and you can still do some pretty amazing things with them if you know what you're doing. Just take some creativity and the right kind of people who can pull off what you're wanting to pull off, you know. Yeah, so what else do we have here? So we've also got The Birth of Mama, which is basically about, there's The Birth of Mama, and then which I guess is just the origins of the idea. And then we have Matriarchal Secrets, the visual effects of Mama. That's the featurette I was talking about, where you actually get to see how they did the makeup effects and the filming and whatnot. And then, of course, there's a full-length audio commentary as well. So, yeah, so if you're looking for a creepy ghost story with some twists and some cool practical effects, definitely check out Mama. Guillermo del Toro doesn't put his name on crap, that's for sure. Yeah, good stuff. Check it out. Alrighty. That is it from me to you for now. I'll find my glasses. There we go. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara.